Bryce Young terrifies me as an NFL prospect. In his 2 years at Bama, he routinely made the difficult look easy and the impossible and improbable look ordinary. He's got special instincts, feel, and poise for the position, but his unparalleled size and lack of physical traits for the position make him such a hard projection in my eyes. And in this video, I want to break down exactly what I like and don't like about him as a prospect and what I view him as at the next level. And before you click off this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and if you enjoy the content, turn on the bell notification so you can stay up to date on my future draft breakdown videos. Bryce Young's best trait as a pro prospect is his ability to improvise and make plays out of structure when things break down. On this play against LSU, you see his ability to navigate the chaos and trash in the pocket while keeping his eyes downfield to make plays outside the pocket like this. On this next play against Texas, initially he's looking to hit the sit route, but once the linebacker drives down on it, he's forced to hitch, and then he's going to be forced to bail out to his left. And while his shoulders and hips are both directly pointed towards the sideline, you see that his eyes are downfield, scanning for potential targets. And once Gibbs comes open on the reroute, he's able somehow to flip his hips, halt his momentum, and while fading away and getting hit, make this throw for a touchdown. And on this final play against Tennessee in the red zone, he's going to scramble up into the A-gap to force this middle of the field linebacker to commit down. And as soon as he does, he's able to slam on the brakes and exploit the area left vacant behind for a touchdown. And despite only rushing for 162 yards in his college career, he's a really good athlete and he has the ability to punish teams with his legs. He has great agility and movement skills to evade free rushers and rip off big gains and run for first downs like this play against Auburn. But unlike other quarterbacks who are good improvisers or good out of structure, Bryce Young is not reliant by any means on those type of plays, and he is a pocket passer through and through. He has great pocket feel and pocket sense and composure within the pocket to slide away versus interior pressure, climb versus edge pressure, and hang in and make throws like this and take big hits in the pocket. On this next play against Tennessee, he's going to get pressure from his right tackle side, and instead of panicking or dropping his eyes, he just calmly slides away while keeping his eyes downfield. And he's going to hit this crosser, take a hit, and while the ball placement's not perfect, it's good enough for a big gain. On this next play against LSU, he's going to get a free rusher from Brooks Jr. off the edge, and without ever even looking at the pressure, his ability to sense it is on full display. And then you see him give a slight shake in the pocket and evade a defender without ever looking at him, step into the pocket, and then make a throw for what should have been a touchdown, but was dropped. And another trait that really separates Bryce Young from other college quarterbacks is his intelligence. You see how he constantly scans the field pre-snap, and in this play against Tennessee, Alabama goes with a hard count, and that hard count baits out Tennessee's pressure look. And once he recognizes that, you see him alter their pass protection to pick up the blitz, and he knows pressure's coming, but once again you see that lack of panic. He hangs in the condensing pocket and delivers an accurate ball in the middle of the field. On this next play against Tennessee, they're going to motion Gibbs out to the boundary pre-snap, and with the linebacker tracking Gibbs to the boundary, it's a pretty obvious man coverage tail. So he knows he's getting man coverage, single high safety look, and instantly he knows where he wants to go with the football post snap. He wants to hit this slot target on the slot fade to the field. But you see the discipline he plays with. Even though he knows where he wants to go with the football, post snap, he stays honest and he keeps that middle high safety honest. You can tell by the stripe on his helmet, he's looking right up the hash line, right? He's not predetermined in the throw and allowing the safety to cheat over post snap. But once he hits the top of his drop, you see him instantly in rhythm, flip his hips, set his feet, and make this beautiful throw on the slot fade with perfect ball placement where only his target can make the play. Similar thing on this next play against LSU, where he's going to read the leverage of the middle linebacker Baskerville and not just read him, but manipulate him with his eyes and his shoulders. He's going to look to his running back underneath Gibbs and give a slight pump and a slight shoulder fake to move Baskerville out of this window, force him to drive down on Gibbs. And as soon as he does, you see him reset his shoulders and his base to hit Latu in the window left behind. And on this final play, pre-snap, he's got 2 deep safeties, and both of the corners have inside leverage. Pretty obvious man coverage tail. And as soon as post-snap it's confirmed, you see the ability to throw with anticipation, where this ball's out before his slot receiver even begins his break. And when he does break, the ball's right on the money as soon as he snaps his head around. And on his final play, he's going to recognize this single high safety, open up and spin middle. You see him spot that, and once he recognizes that, he knows he gets one-on-one to the boundary. And then you see the ball placement on this back shoulder to hit his receiver right in his hands. Unfortunately, this is also dropped. And the next thing I want to touch on is his arm talent. By no means will he be in the upper echelon in the NFL in arm talent, but he does have the ability to make some NFL throws. On this play against Tennessee, Bama's going to run mesh, but their route distribution in the middle of the field is just off, and he's forced to come off of it and work back to the field. And you see that ability to drive the football over 25 air yards to the far sideline and lead the throw away from the safety to where only Gibbs can make the play on the sideline. On this next play against Auburn, when he has the space in the pocket to really step into his throws, he has the ability to drive the ball vertically with accuracy. On this play, you see him crow hop into the throw twice, and then he's going to be able to drive this ball on the deep post over 50 air yards and hit Burden in stride. But while he can make NFL throws, I would probably consider Young's arm strength average at best by NFL standards and possibly below average. On this play against Tennessee, we're going to see his inability to drive the ball vertically when he doesn't have a runway to really step into his throws. So on this play, you see him, he's going to try to hit this deep over, and this is from a clean pocket, but he just doesn't have the arm strength to lead his receiver vertically. And you see he's going to force him to break his stride, and instead of leading him to around this 30-yard area towards the sideline, you see him have to halt his momentum and work back underneath to the football, and that leads to the pass being broken up. On this next play against Auburn, once again, it's going to be a deep over route that he just can't drive vertically, and it's going to force his receiver, instead of leading him past the 40 with momentum, you see him have to turn back to the football and try to make a play. Allows the DB to come back into the play and break the ball up. And these arm talent concerns really rear their head when he's in very muddy or condensed pockets and he can't step into his throws. On this play against Tennessee, he's going to be forced to kind of bail out to his left, and with pressure in his face, he's not going to be able to cleanly step into this throw. And you see when he can't step into his throw, he cannot drive the football vertically, and this ball falls 5 yards short, and his target never has a chance. Similar thing on this next play, where the interior of the offensive line is going to get collapsed and the pocket's going to condense around him, and he's not going to be able to step into this throw, and he's going to once again miss about 5 yards short of this dig and never give his target a chance again. On this play against Auburn, once again, his tackle is going to get driven backwards into him. He can't step into the throw, and that leads to him missing short and inside on this throw in the middle of the field, and it results in an interception. And the next concern of mine regarding Young I want to touch on is his inconsistent vision in the middle of the field. This is a common theme we've seen among shorter quarterbacks, and there are multiple examples in every game I watched where he just misses guys in the middle of the field. On this play, Tennessee's running Tampa 2, and this post is going to get behind the middle of the field defender and win over the top, but Young just doesn't see it. Even though his eyes are pointed downfield, he's so late to recognize this target. You see him retreat in the pocket, and by the time he sees it here, he's going to be forced to climb up into the pocket, and by the time he pulls the trigger, this DB has already recognized it, so has the underneath player, and this safety's working back to the boundary, and he overthrows it, and the play really never had a chance. On this next play, initially he's going to look to the boundary. Once it's not open, he's going to work back to the field and just never see a man come wide open into this vacant area. And this play is going to result in him scrambling short of the first down marker and taking an unnecessary hit also, by the way. On this play, LSU spins to cover 3 post snap, which leads to 2 digs coming open in the middle of the field. Latu's open in this window, Burton's open in this window, and he's in a relatively clean pocket by NFL standards, but he just doesn't see either of them, doesn't pull the trigger. He relocates, and by the time he does recognize it, this defender has already slid underneath Latu, and it's too late, and he just throws the ball in the dirt. And on this play against Auburn, they're in single high, and the corners got outside leverage on Burton. And Burton's going to come open at the top of his row on this dig in the middle of the field in this hole behind the underneath defenders in the high safety. But Young, once again, just doesn't see it, doesn't pull the trigger, bails out of the pocket, and scrambles for minimal gain. And the final concern with this game I want to touch on is his tendency to at times hold the ball too long and create problems for himself. So in this play, it's 3rd and 10 against LSU on the 31-yard line. They're within field goal range. And instead of just throwing this ball away after escaping pressure in the pocket, he holds the ball, takes a sack, knocks them back to the 37-yard line and out of field goal range. So overall, my current grade for Bryce Young is a 6.49, placing him at the high end of the will become a good starter within 2 years tier. I think Bryce Young's destined to be a good NFL quarterback for a long time due to his intelligence, poise, composure, and ability to make plays out of structure. But his average NFL arm talent, lack of size, issues in muddy pockets, and inconsistent field vision, to me, will prevent him from ever breaking into the elite or upper tier of NFL starting quarterbacks.